The small suburban neighborhood buzzed with life, bathed in the golden hues of a late summer afternoon. Children's laughter rang out as they played in backyards. Neighbors chatted over fences, and the hum of distant traffic mixed with birdsong. Amid this tableau of normalcy, the improbable was about to unfold, an event that would bridge years, memories, and unspoken love. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The story begins with Laura, a woman whose life had been marked by loss and perseverance. Laura had once owned a spirited golden retriever named Max, who entered her life during a time of personal transition. He had been a gift from her late father, his golden coat gleaming under the sunlight as he bounded into her arms for the first time. Max wasn't just a pet. He was a confidant, a source of unconditional love, and a beacon of comfort during her darkest hours. Together, they shared long walks through the park, mornings on the couch bathed in early sunlight, and countless moments of quiet companionship. 8 years ago, that bond was abruptly severed. A series of misfortunes had struck Laura's life in rapid succession, including a devastating house fire that forced her to relocate temporarily. In the chaos, Max went missing. For months, Laura scoured the city, putting up flyers, calling shelters, and sharing her story with anyone who would listen. Her hope dimmed with each passing day, and though she never stopped yearning for Max's return, life pressed on, as it always does. She eventually moved to a new city, carrying with her the bittersweet memories of her loyal companion. Years passed, and though she built a fulfilling life with a new job and new friends, a corner of her heart remained empty. The ache for Max never quite disappeared. It dulled with time, but was never extinguished. She had tried to adopt another dog, but found herself unable to connect in the same way. Max was irreplaceable. Meanwhile, miles away, Max's journey took an unexpected and arduous turn. After wandering for weeks following his disappearance, he had been picked up by a kind-hearted stranger and taken to a shelter. Though the shelter staff tried to locate his owner, Laura's information had been lost in the shuffle of her relocation. Max was eventually placed with a family who loved him deeply, but fate had other plans. A few years later, a chance encounter led Max to another rescue organization, and his transient journey continued, marked by loving hands but no lasting home. 8 years later, technology and an unexpected stroke of luck intervened. A rescue organization in Laura's old hometown had recently started a campaign to reunite long-lost pets with their original owners using a nationwide database and advanced microchip scanning. Max's most recent caretaker had brought him in for a routine check, and a technician discovered a long-forgotten microchip still registered to Laura. When they contacted her, she was stunned into silence, her mind racing with disbelief. Could it really be him? Could Max still remember her after all this time? The day of the reunion dawned clear and bright. Laura drove several hours to the rescue center, her heart pounding with anticipation and anxiety. What if he didn't recognize her? What if the bond they once shared had been erased by the relentless march of time? The thought was almost too painful to bear, but she pressed on, gripping the steering wheel tightly as the miles flew by. At the rescue center, the staff had prepared for the emotional meeting. They ushered Laura into a fenced-in yard where Max waited. He was older now, his golden coat speckled with white and his gait a little slower, but his eyes still sparkled with the same lively intelligence she remembered. When Max was released into the yard, he paused, his nose twitching as he caught an old familiar scent. Laura knelt on the grass, her arms open and tears streaming down her face. "Max!" she called, her voice trembling. For a moment, time seemed to stand still. Max hesitated, his head cocked to one side as if trying to piece together a distant memory. Then, like a thunderbolt, recognition sparked in his eyes. He bounded toward her with a vigor that belied his years, his tail wagging furiously. Laura sobbed openly as Max leaped into her arms, his weight a comforting pressure against her chest. He licked her face with abandon, his joyful whines filling the air as if he were trying to say, "Where have you been? I've missed you so much." The reunion was nothing short of miraculous, a raw and poignant moment that left everyone present in awe. Laura clung to Max, whispering words of love and apologies for the years they'd lost. It was as if no time had passed, as if the universe had conspired to bring them back together when they needed each other most. In the days that followed, Laura and Max began to rebuild their lives together. There were adjustments to be made. Max's years on the road had left him with a few quirks, and his age meant he tired more quickly than he used to. But their bond was as strong as ever, perhaps even stronger for having endured the test of time. They resumed their walks, albeit at a slower pace, and spent quiet evenings together, Max's head resting on Laura's lap as she stroked his fur. Their story became a beacon of hope for others, a testament to the enduring power of love and the unbreakable bond between humans and their animal companions. Laura shared their journey with friends, family, and the broader community, raising awareness about the importance of microchipping and the possibility of reunions even after many years. For Laura and Max, the reunion wasn't just about finding each other again, it was a reminder that some connections are too profound to be severed, no matter the distance or the time apart. Their love had survived against all odds, and in the quiet moments they now shared, it was clear that they were both exactly where they were meant to be. As the years went on, Laura and Max became inseparable once more, cherishing every day as a gift. Their story inspired countless others, proving that hope is never truly lost, and that the most unexpected miracles can happen when you least expect them. In the end, it wasn't just a tale of reunion, it was a celebration of the enduring, transformative power of love. The days after Max and Laura's reunion unfolded like the turning of pages in a long-forgotten book, each moment a revelation, a rediscovery of the bond they had once shared. Life had given them a second chance, and neither intended to waste it. Max, despite his age, seemed to regain a youthful spark. His once sluggish movements became more animated, as though the years had melted away, leaving behind only the joy of being back with Laura. Laura had never been one to believe in fate, but as she watched Max settle back into her life, it was impossible not to feel a sense of destiny. She marveled at how seamlessly he re-entered her world, as though he had never been gone. Each day brought new moments of connection and love, and Laura couldn't help but wonder how Max had endured all those years apart. His resilience amazed her, a testament to the strength of the canine spirit. As they walked through their neighborhood one evening, Laura realized how much Max still remembered. Despite having been away for nearly a decade, he seemed to recognize familiar places. When they passed a park they had frequented years ago, Max tugged insistently on the leash, his tail wagging in excitement. Laura smiled through her tears, letting him guide her to the spot where they had once played fetch for hours. Though his legs weren't as spry as they used to be, Max still chased after the ball she tossed, his determination a mirror of the undying love in his eyes. Laura decided to keep a journal to document their reunion and the new memories they were creating. She filled the pages with details of their daily walks, the way Max greeted her every morning with a wagging tail, and the way he dozed contentedly by her side at night. Writing became a form of therapy for her, a way to process the overwhelming emotions that came with having Max back in her life. Each entry was a celebration of their love and a reminder of the fragility and beauty of time. Max, too, seemed to thrive in this renewed chapter of his life. Laura took him to the vet for a thorough checkup, determined to ensure that his golden years would be as comfortable and joyful as possible. The veterinarian marveled at Max's health, given his age and the hardships he had likely faced. Though he had a bit of arthritis and some dental issues, he was otherwise in remarkably good shape. Laura spared no expense in addressing his needs, investing in high-quality food, supplements, and even a custom orthopedic bed to help him rest more comfortably. One of the most touching moments came when Laura introduced Max to her new friends and colleagues. Many of them had heard her talk about the dog she had lost years ago, but seeing him in person was a revelation. Max quickly became the star of her social circle, charming everyone with his gentle demeanor and soulful eyes. At gatherings, he would sit by Laura's side, his head resting on her knee as if to say, "This is where I belong." Laura also began to explore ways to give back to the community that had made their reunion possible. She volunteered at the rescue organization that had found Max, sharing her story with other pet owners and encouraging them to microchip their animals. Her talks were heartfelt and powerful, often moving her audience to tears. She also helped organize fundraising events to support the organization's efforts to reunite lost pets with their families. As word of their story spread, Laura and Max became minor celebrities in their town. Local news outlets covered their reunion, and they were even invited to appear on a morning television show. Laura was initially hesitant about the attention, but she realized that their story could inspire others to hold on to hope. During the interview, Max sat calmly at her feet, his presence a comforting anchor. When asked what the reunion meant to her, Laura struggled to find the words to express the depth of her gratitude and love. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us. What are your thoughts on a dog reuniting with its owner after 8 years? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.